So what are the actual adverse effects of this? Let's try to upload this video. What are the adverse effects of this that we can think of at the moment? Number one, the fish here are all dying out and radioactive. It's actually quite dangerous to eat these radioactive fish. So, cancer, now the people eating these radioactive fish or sea life, even if the fish is alive and looks good, you are eating probably about 200 times the safe amount, or maybe 2,000 times the safe amount of radiation, because what happens is the little tiny fish and shrimps, they are picking up this radiation with the plankton. They eat the plankton, so they're picking up, a million times the amount of radiation that, they should not have any radiation, zero. So they're picking up 1,000,000 times too much radiation. Then a larger fish eats 50 of these fish, so he has like 10 million times the amount. Then those fish, some of them die, but a lot of them probably, because it takes years, And the fish in a couple months is getting caught, and then, so people who eat this fish, they're gonna be irradiated. And these fish are all dying out. The fish populations are going to die out because they're not going to be able to respawn. So that's point number one. These fishes and all the sea life is going to die out here completely. Then point number two, can you contain this somehow? Can it be contained, or is it leaking beyond into the Atlantic Ocean, into the Indian Ocean? So that's a question mark. It's going to seep around. Point number three is that this is slowly going to get covered up because of the decomposition of the plankton and stuff. It's going to slowly get covered up, and the situation is going to improve. Number four, it's going to go around to the Alaskan Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian, South Pacific. It's going to contaminate other areas, other fisheries. And the next interesting point is that when this water rains, when it evaporates, it's going to rain down nuclear water on North America, China. Many of these places will have much, much higher levels of radiation in the water, in the groundwater. So when you drink water, the water everywhere is going to be a much higher, it's not going to be 1,000,000, but it's going to be much higher radiation level in the water everywhere. This is an extremely stupid thing to do, to play with Fukushima. Extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Remember, 2011, 1 year before 2012. 2012 marks the end of the era, the end of the Mayan calendar, the new era, 2012. So we now entered this new era. This was, I think, in November 2011. So that marks the end of it. It's unbelievable. This is Fukushima. So another major problem, yes, the evaporation of this water, because water evaporates from the oceans and rains down everywhere. And that's where people get rain that they drink and use. So the rain is going to be contaminated with radioactive rain. I think this is going to cause a worldwide global ban on nuclear reactors, because this is just too much. This is just from one reactor. Unbelievable. The good news is that it stopped flowing out. It is no longer flowing out, and they're going to seal it up completely. So the situation, it's only going to get better from here. It's not going to get any worse. It's not actually pouring and making it worse and worse and worse. It's only going to get better. The stuff is, and the way the ocean works, and it's getting more water flows in, it's going to cover this up. Within 5 years, the sea life is going to return, and everything is going to be fine. But there's going to be a trace amount of radiation everywhere. All the water, all the people are going to have trace amounts of radiation everywhere. Seafood is going to be, you can't eat seafood for 10 years. There's going to be no sea life here. Everything is dying out here. trace amounts of radiation everywhere. The water supply everywhere is going to be contaminated. Everywhere. But over 10 to 15 years, it's going to get better. But this is pretty crazy. Fukushima.